Hey, what's up guys? Tdacey back with another World of Tanks replay of the week. Now this replay in this specific week is actually going to be of myself and DB Black platooned up, us two YouTubers, in a tier 9 battle on Abbey. So I'm in my 1390 and DB is in his AMX 5120, which is a tier 9 French heavy tank, and I'm in the tier 8 light tank. Now this French duo is pretty much one of the best, if not the best game that I have ever played in the 1390, let alone any tank. Hopefully, I guess I can describe it as much as I can, that this game is one of the best games that I've played so far in my World of Tanks career. Pretty much due to the massive carry and late game play of this 1390 that really aids to finally pull out the win in a lot of situations that really were edgy in this game, and you'll see that as we go ahead. So let's get this thing started. Alright, so we're going into fixed camera view. We will speed this up a little bit and get the show on the road. So, being in a 1390, I don't think I've made a review on this tank yet so far. However, it's one of my favorite tanks in the game, and it's just, oh my god, it's a great tank. Can't really stress that enough. If you guys haven't gotten a 1390 yet, you definitely should check it out and hopefully research one. Getting a little bit of lag here, so go ahead and turn some of my settings down. But other than that, it's really a really mobile tank. It's a light tank. Obviously, it turns relatively well, but just this auto loading cannon on it just makes this tank amazing. So here we can see that me and DB are going towards the 8 line. However, we do spot quite a lot of enemies here. And I get a track on the Indian Panzer, trying to save DB from hopefully getting tracked, which he does get a shot on DB's turret. And here's another bounce from the gold round in my 1390, which really, I should have thought that would have penned at that angle, but I guess not. So DB is trying to hold out against these mediums. Not the best move by going into that middle space there, but I'm going to try and support him as much as I can. So this Bulldog, get a little ghost shell there, and DB is getting ripped apart, and pretty much is going to be the end for him. So it's really on my hands now to hopefully take out these guys in mid. Get a weird shot there on the Bulldog, and things are not looking too well at the beginning of this game. So I get a shot on there, the rubble, not sure what happened there, and one more shot on the Indian Panzer. Now that was some bad play by us. We didn't really coordinate well, and the beginning of this game really does not go too well for our team. Yeah, T-71's down in the middle. We got Type 61s, YOLO, or 62s, YOLO charging our TDs, spotting them for enemy fire. Well, I mean, enemy fire that hopefully will not happen. But the Type 62 looks to be circling our T-25/2, and he has a turret, so he'll eventually take him out, which the steering mill does. And right now I'm almost clipped up. Still got, looks to be 7, 6, 5 seconds left on the reload. This T-34-1 is getting ripped apart by a lower tier T-37, which is really mind-boggling, but we're going to let that happen. So with me here, what I really try to do is I just try and really support this middle, because our west flank and east flank are doing relatively well. They haven't fallen yet, but you'll see late game that west just friggin' fails so hard. But at the point here, I really need to conserve my HP because I did lose way too much in the beginning. I need to be able to destroy these tanks as much as I can, as many of them here are one hit for me, especially a Type 59, which is going to be a big threat towards this middle push. Now there is a super Pershing holding down in the middle, so I'm going to have to get behind him or somewhat engage him at range, which then again is not a great opportunity to do that here. So what I need to do is get these guys spotted. Now the Super Pershing does decide to be an idiot. However, you look at that, he just YOLOs out, and obviously because of RNG's sake, he goes unspotted. Now I take a shot on the T-37, does not land. Take a shot on the Super Pershing, get a no damage pen, and take out the Super Pershing. Now since we're up and loaded, Type 59 decides to side scrape, and we take him out too. Now we have one shell left, and you can see that right here, this auto loader on this tank is just ridiculous. You can pump out damage as fast as like I just showed you. Get almost a Reaper medal there by getting 2 straight kills with 2 shots, and then I take a shot into the Bulldog and pull away to clip. Now at this point, our west is pushing in hard, and I'm thinking there's an M103 down there, and we have T-28 moving up on him. We've got 2 T-32s, which it looks to be hopefully platooned up down on the 8-9 line. And I can just go ahead, clip, and manhandle that guy if I want to. I can really take a shot from him. But I decide to let this T-28 go first because I don't want to lose my HP for the late game, because I know that our west flank, if that KV-5 dies, can potentially be pincered, and that's pretty much what ends up happening. So this M103 decides to engage these other T-32s, T-32s, but I have an awful Panther up on the ledge over there, and I don't want to let him snipe at me. And especially with this Ferdinand now getting spotted, I'm going to have to shoot him and take out his HP before our T-32s die. So T-28 and myself get 2 shots on that Ferdinand, get a nice roll of 270, pretty good roll of 266. Average roll of 245, and the T-28 destroys the Ferdinand. Now here's where that awful Panther peeks up, and I don't know if I got spotted. I think my sixth sense actually went off when I shot that Ferdinand. So I do pull back, and I'm not going to let the M103 kill me, because I do not want that to happen. So you can see up here that up in that ridge in the actual Abbey part, we do have that light awful Panther, which really is negating me from pushing into this M103 because he's going to be able to shoot me. So I decide to, you know, whatever, take some shots at M103, get 1 shot into his turret, bouncing on his hull. Terrain does not, you know, doesn't decide to let me back up, and I pretty much take that unnecessary shot there, as it does kill my driver too. So I'm trying to reverse here, don't let the awful Panther come out and shoot me, which he's actually not, so I'm going to go ahead and clip, put my driver back into the action, and we still have a repair kit left. Now that ends up being big towards the late game, the fact that I do have my repair kit, and I'm really already up to around 5k win 8 with this game, and 2 kills with a little bit over 2,000 damage. I think I did hit a blind shot on that Super Pershing also before when he crossed, when kind of camo mechanics fucked up. But whatever, I got 3 seconds left of my reload. Our west has fallen. We're capping their base, and you all know that their PTA is going to come back and outspot or manhandle anyone who's on their base, and that's exactly what happens. Awful Panther somehow manages to take out a half-health T-29 before the T-29 can shoot and kill the Awful Panther once, but, you know, that's just how it works with pubs, and I'm going to have to, you know, pull this game out of my ass, excuse my French, but that's really what we're going to have to do here. So T-32, I end up spotting, get some good position on this berm here, which really ends up helping me out, and that's something that pretty much was lucky for me. I mean, the fact that this T-32 and myself are pretty much hull down really is an advantage for him, but at the same time, he doesn't have the accuracy, and neither do I, so it's going to be a cat and mouse play. And this berm here, since I'm faster than him, he really has to sit out in the open, and I can scooch my way back and forth. And you can see that my ping is not the best right now at like 60, 70, but I do get a shot on his cupola with the gold rounds and take him out. Now, one thing to state is I do have a little bit over 2 clips left, so that's going to be a big game changer late game when I am about to run out of rounds. So we've got over the 5k win 8, we've got 2200 damage, 3 kills, and our team is pretty much folding. So that T-28 is going to help me assist in this push, hopefully in mid. We do have a Tiger 2 that was last spotted at H3, which also will be a threat towards me. We have the Leo in the PTA, also the Foch over there. Able to obviously surprise that Awful Panther, kill him with 1 shot, and there's a Leo PTA over there. So I take a shot, RNG screws up, and I've got 1 shell left. So I'm either going to have to clip here, or, you know, I'm going to have to fire 1 shell in a clip, so I just decide to clip. We do have this T-28 staying and covering the middle, and I tell him to stay here because while I'm clipping, I don't want anyone ambushing up through this Abbey and catch me off guard, and then they'll be able to circle the T-28 with ease. So he's going to be able to spot anything that comes down there. The real only break in this strategy is the fact that they can outspot us from the H line and snipe us from the F line. They also have the 7, 8, 9 advantage on the map right now. But I'm able to use the T-28 spotting to my advantage, which he obviously is a tomato player, and he's not going to be able to kill his Foch at all. So he doesn't even take a shot at me. He's, I think, completely facing the wrong way, and the Foch is able to take out the T-28. Now that spot does help me because the Foch is reloading, and I'm able to take him out with my gold rounds. However, at the same time, it gives away my position. So I need to get back into the Abbey, break my camo, and bolt. So there's the PTA. He takes a miss, doesn't have the gun impression, and this is really the key engagement that I get so lucky on, yet so non-lucky, especially on these fires shots here with RNG. So the PTA gets a good miss, and I also, there you go, the RNG screwing me up. The PTA, by jumping off the ledge there, taking 400 damage, really was one of the game changers, as I completely missed that last shot, and the RNG really just was not good in this game. I mean, I couldn't take time to change right there. And at the same time, I am kind of screwed right now, I think, because I have 25 seconds on my reload, and I realize I only have one gold round left. So as this PTA chases me, I'm like, he's just going to shoot me. But apparently, the PTA thinks I'm not reloading, and he runs away to break camo. And that's one of the stupidest things you can do in a PTA. I mean, yes, the PTA does have 400 view range, and with the upgraded turret, he's going to be able to hopefully have good camo and better fire rate, but I have a clip cannon, and he doesn't know that I have one shot left. And he's obviously going to be able to camo up, but I'm going to outspot him. So here's that Tiger 2, and this is another big problem that I have, because I am outspotting him, and I'm thinking whether to shoot. So I do shoot. I don't get spotted from that. But look at this. I have to clip again. So I'm down to my last 6 rounds. They obviously only have 300 hit points left on their team between the two of them. And I really just get into a spot where I'm going to be able to spot anyone that's in front of me, such as the Tiger 2 right there. And they're going to have to come behind me. And hopefully I'll be able to break line of sight. Now this is a really good position, because if the Leo decides to come with that Tiger, I can just pull back and shoot both of them as I'm retreating. Now the only real thing would be if the Leo goes all the way around back to the G line and comes and gets me. Now the Tiger is completely bad right there, and he completely shoots my track. There's where the repair kit comes in to help, and I'm able to DPM this, or clip out this Tiger 2 before he can reload again. So that breaks that, and now we're up to 6 kills. We've secured the top gun, and we've got 11k win rate at 3,580 damage. And now the PTA comes storming around. I think he's going to come, and I'm really freaking out because I didn't think I had the gun depression to shoot him there. But once again, he plays very passively, and I don't want to talk down this PTA, but he could have just killed me so easily, like 8 times this game, just by charging me. And now that he's one shot and I'm one shot, it's really to the point where I have to start making up stuff, and I go, I got no shells, kill me please, and no one obviously is going to believe that. I'm just, whatever. I'm close to no shells. I got 4 shells left. And the guy in NTR obviously is not going to believe that, because, that's just a funny trick that obviously anyone would play at this point, and obviously by me attempting it, you show that it doesn't work all the time. Now the PTA does break camo. I'm pretty sure he ran back into the Abbey, and darted down the 5-6 line into our base at this point, or he could have gone back the 8-9 line and come all the way behind me, but at the same time he knows that I'm just going to camp here. So I decide to get in a better camoed position, do the same thing that I did with the Tiger 2, make them come at me, and hopefully I'll be able to shoot them before they can shoot me, just because they're going to have to be on the move. But at this point, I see no traces of the PTA, and I decide he knows I'm in this specific spot, and I can slip out to the 5-6 line, but I'm really in not a good position the more you think about it, because he has eyes wherever I was, and if he's up here on the north side of the map, I'm going to have to go out there and he's going to spot me. Or if I go out on the south side of the map and he's on the south, then he's going to spot me first, and I'm going to be screwed, because no matter which way I go, I'm going to have to break into the open. But then I figure out, oh wait, he's capping, and that's another mistake by him. He should never have capped in this game, because that gives away his position. At the same time, if he caps in and gets off, I know that he's on the northern side of the map near cap, and that is on a raised surface. So on the high ground, I can take the advantage here. Now in tanks, high ground is not always the best, because it does give away the fact that you need gun depression. Now what really strikes me here is that I end up getting spotted by the PTA, which you'll see my 6th sense go off. And that's one of the things that I did not think would happen. I was on the move, but he obviously has coded optics. So I take a few snapshots here. I waste, I think, 2. I realize I have 2 shells left at this point, and I really just need to engage him. He's obviously capping out, but the fact that there is a nice ridge here that I could pretty much hold down on, because I'm a rear turreted tank, I can also reverse up on. I really just want to get the spot for him. So at first I come up slowly, I get the spot, I turn back, he's not even looking at me, now he turns his turret, and I just snapshot him right in the face. So that's really, like I said, the best game I have ever played in this tank, let alone the game probably as a whole. I do have another really good game in a 430, but if you were to critique pretty much every part of the gameplay, this is probably one of the best games I've ever had. I mean, credit to that PTA. He held up a tough fight there, definitely with the breaking camo and everything. Not the best move, but he obviously made me shit my pants, and I could tell you my heart was pounding in this game. So, obviously, just I'll have the after battle reports next, but I really just suggest you guys get a 1390 because you can accomplish games like this with it. Just wanted to show you guys this replay because it was, like I said, one of the best games I've ever had, and hopefully you guys can learn something about gameplay from watching this and how I explained my moves and everything. So I'll have the after battle reports next, and stay tuned, guys. Alright guys, so the after battle reports are as follows. I got Top Gun, Bruiser, Hand of God, and Fire for Effect. We got the Mastery Badge, Ace Tanker, due to the 1,481 base experience with almost 4k damage and 7 kills. We also got almost 7k XP from the times 3. All the tanks we damaged are right there. Pretty much, that was one of the best games, I've said it a million times, that I've played. Obviously, we lost 107,000 credits because of the massive amount of gold firing. 1390 is pretty much one of the other tanks, other than the E100 and FV183, that I fire exclusively gold in, just because it makes the tank that much more overpowered, and it's just so worth it. I mean, despite those, I mean, if I had a game like this for every amount of credits lost like this, I would totally do it every time. It's just so fun, and just so, you know, it's a great experience, especially with this World of Tanks game. Penetrations 24-35, shots fired. RNG kind of screwed me with that first PTA engagement in that little Abbey part, but other than that, our team scored. You can see massive carry right there. Other tanks that did pretty well were obviously just the KV5 and T28, despite being a tomato, did okay. Their team, obviously PTA carried, and the Foch did really well too. So that's that really. The Bulldog did pretty well too. Indian Panzer also. So other than that, that's really just the end of this video. I wanted to showcase this 1390 in a really you know, exclusive video for this week, and that's pretty much it. Comment, rate, subscribe, guys. Really helps keep sending in your replays, and happy tanking.